Hey guys, do you remember me? Karen from KarenReneBeauty. Well, I just want to let you know that I am back and I'm so excited. I've moved into my new place and you'll see that in another video, but today I'm going to share with you my beauty room, which is right behind that door. So let's go take a look, okay? Okay, let's go take a look behind the door and see what we've got. Ta-da! It is my new filming room. So yes, I have moved and this is the beauty room. This is my new desk from IKEA that I put together. I've had to put so much furniture together, you guys, so I'll get into that into another video, but I mostly did my shopping on either Hobby Lobby, going to Ross, Home Goods, Amazon, so quite a few different places. So I've got this cute little lamp. I got a lot of different silver animals. So that's my elephant. And some candles. These are little acrylic shelves, so you don't really see them. But I just got some little decorations all over the place. Lots of different signs and pictures. And then, don't quit your daydreams. This one's one of my favorites. Life isn't perfect, but your outfit can be. Then I've got my perfumes out, or some of my perfumes, I should say. This is old. This was from part of my beauty room before, so I think I'm going to be getting rid of it in another one that I have over there. I just don't know what I'm going to replace them with. Then I got some more shelves over here. And all these little decorations. I got a new way to hang some of my earrings because I have more than this, so I have to get a second one of these. This, by the way, is my family. So that is my dad, my mom, my older sister, Debbie, who passed away in 2007. That's May, and my brother, Greg. So Greg and I are the only ones left, unfortunately, at this point in time. But that is that. And then I've got a big closet here to store all of my stuff in. I'm not going to open that door right now because it's a huge mess. There's that other little stand I have. This is going to go into my guest room once I get that finished. But for now, it's in here. And then I have this new desk that I got also from IKEA. So I finally have the oh so famous Alexa drawers. It's got a unique little pattern on the top. It's all glass and it's got this honeycomb design. And then one of my favorite things are these drapes. Are those just not so cute? Oh, I've got another picture over there I forgot. Then we come over to this table, which is going to be kind of my holding table for things that I am getting and need to do videos on. So I just finished filming the look I have on, and I used some of my new makeup that's in this bin and that bin. These are my Boxy Charms and Ipsy things. And then I've got some more little decorations along here. That's up there. I've got a clock. I have to listen back to the audio and see if it's really loud because I don't want it making noises if it's going to be that way. Let's listen. But it's way far away from the microphone, so it may not. Now, this item, I have to tell you, I went back and forth on this for a few times when I was in Hobby Lobby, but I saw this and I thought, I need a pink chair. Why not? Why not get a pink chair? When else in your life do you get to have a pink chair? So I did. And then I got really lucky because I found this pillow on Amazon, which is so cute and it's just the perfect colors for it. And then I found this silver little table and put just a little plant and candle on that too. So the last thing I want to show you that I do on that chair is the chair that I had in my old filming room too. So that stayed with me. But watch this. Alexa, turn on the beauty room lights. Ta-da! Everything comes on at one time, so I don't have to do that. So, gosh, let's sit down now and I'm going to catch you guys all up and tell you what's been going on in my life. Okay, guys, I cannot tell you how good it feels to sit down once again in front of my camera and just reconnect with you guys. Obviously, I have a lot to fill you in on, so I thought for this video, I would just show you my beauty room, and then we would just do a little bit of chit-chat, and I would get you all caught up and tell you what's been going on in my life the last 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a long time. Anyway, my last regular video that I shot was clear back in October, and that was on October 3rd. I had been having a lot of marital problems, and if you guys watched my video in December where I kind of caught you up, you knew that I was going to be getting a divorce and all that stuff, which, thank God, ended up being the best thing that ever happened for me, believe it or not. So our divorce became final on December 30th. However, we did not know until about 3 weeks later, because apparently they don't send you anything telling you that you are now divorced and free to do whatever you want to do. So it was kind of a nice surprise to find out that that was already done. What I had to do at that point of year was I had to get everything ready for my house to be sold. So that meant decluttering rooms, painting, doing touch-up paint, doing odds and ends cleaning around the house, a lot of packing. So I was unfortunately doing that all by myself because my ex, who left me for another woman, she lived in another city that's at the time was about an hour and 15-minute drive from our house. So he just didn't have the time to come up there and help with anything. So I had to do that all, and I was working. So I was getting some very, very, very long nights because I was in a huge rush to go ahead and get the house ready and put on the market. Because actually, we had it on the market like a week before Christmas and maybe a little bit more. Having open houses every weekend. I knew it was the wrong time of the year to be selling a house, but since we had the divorce pending at that time, I really wanted to get it sold. So I was staying up to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and then turning around and getting up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and working and then coming home and redoing everything all over again. And then the first of the year hit, and with my job, I got all my assignments sent to me and I worked out of the home, but I got them every Monday morning. Well, that first Monday morning, I was like, I don't have any jobs assigned to me. Kind of weird. So I emailed my boss, didn't hear anything. Left him a voicemail, didn't hear anything. Sent him a text message, did not hear anything. Next day, same thing. So I did all 3 things again. I did that every day for 2 weeks. Never heard a word. So I just thought, okay, not much I can do about this. Got to settle down and get everything ready for the move. Find myself a new place to live because I didn't even have that done yet. And then lo and behold, on the 17th of January, I get a phone call from my boss saying, hey, I'm sorry, I just saw I had all these calls and messages from you. And I'm like, yeah, why weren't you returning my calls? Oh, I've been on vacation for the last 2 weeks. Okay, you could have told me that, right? Right, okay. But by the way, we lost our largest client, so unfortunately, you're one of the hundreds of employees that I'm having to lay off. Yay. Now, I'm about to not have a place to live. I don't have a job. I'm divorced. What's next? So at first I was getting even more down about all that. And then I thought, no, that's got to be a positive reason behind all of that. For some odd reason, there's a reason that I lost my job. So let's just go with the flow and see how it all works out. Which is pretty much my take on how everything was going starting for 2020. It's a brand new year, fresh start, everything. Go with the flow. God's got bigger plans in mind for me, so I'm going to listen for him. I had not found a house to live in yet, but we had been having some great open houses and also some additional showings. And I kept telling my realtor that I thought it was a bad time of the year. We weren't going to get a lot of open houses, people coming to them because Christmas, New Year's, all that. And I said, right after the first of the year, I think something's going to happen. Sure enough, our first open house that we had after the first of the year, that week we had 6 showings. And then that Saturday we had 10 couples show up. So that was pretty darn good. 2 of them were people who had been there earlier in the week to see the place. And they both put in offers, which turned into a bidding war. So that worked out to be a nice benefit as well. I needed some time because I still needed to find a place. So we delayed the closing on that house until February 20th. And I was trying desperately to find something I could get into that would be comfortable price-wise and stuff for me. And I had to get a different realtor because my other one was going out of the country on a vacation. So I got this great realtor. I actually called her on a Friday about a different property that I ended up getting. And she said, let me think about this for a day or two and I will give you a call. Well, she called me first thing Monday morning and said, I found your house for you. And I kind of laughed and I said, you mean a house for me? And she goes, oh, no, no, no. I found your house for you. This is the one you're going to want. And I was like, okay. The minute I stepped in the door, I knew she was right. This was the house for me. I love it. It's been totally renovated, remodeled, everything taken down to the studs, redone, new roof, everything has been redone. It's beautiful inside. So I can't wait to show you the rest of it. So luckily I found that about a week and a half before our closing. So I was scrambling, trying to get my stuff packed at the old house and also scrambling to buy the things I needed for this place and get that all done. And I decided I was going to go mow the lawn at the old house just one more time because it had gotten pretty high and we had a lot of rain. And we had one of those electric mowers, so it wasn't self-propelled with the wheels or anything. And I went to go give it a good push to get back underneath some low-hanging branches, I guess I should say, from a bush. And the tires completely sunk in the mud and stopped the mower on a dime. And I had been putting all my force into it. And as soon as I did that, I felt an instant pain in my ribs and an instant pain in my shoulders. But I still managed to finish up the lawn because I was almost done. That was on a Saturday, and I didn't do anything about it Saturday other than ice and stuff. Sunday, same thing. Monday, I thought, okay, this is crazy. It's hurting. I can barely breathe. So I go into the urgent care and had some x-rays, and I had cracked the cartilage in my ribs. Only I could do that mowing the lawn. And then I also did something to my rotator cuff, but nothing was showing up on the x-ray, so they told me to follow up with my doctor, which I did. And she determined I'd done something to my rotator cuff. So she gave me a shot of cortisone and said, okay, we're going to wait a while, give it a couple weeks, see how it does. And if it don't get any improvement, then I want you to come back in and see what we can do. Okay. Then coronavirus hit. So they were not having people go back in for appointments anymore. You were doing phone appointments. And because this isn't really considered a high priority thing, I really can't get in and see a doctor about it just yet. It's feeling a lot better. I've got a lot more range of motion. But unfortunately, that made me have to stop packing anything or lifting anything. So I was forced to get movers, and I called them and told them all the stuff that was going to get moved, especially all of my makeup and beauty room things, because my new furniture wasn't going to be arriving until well after I was in my new place. I still needed the old furniture packed. I had my attic full of Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations, all kinds of stuff. So there was just a lot of stuff for them to pack up. And the guy on the phone was like, okay, if I send out a crew of 3 guys, I think they can get it all done in 3 and 4 hours. No, they can't get it done in 3 or 4 hours. This is going to be a long process. There's a lot of stuff. I've got all my clothes, you know, my bedding, everything needs to go. And kitchen, everything in the kitchen. He's like, no, 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 we'll be fine with that. Trust me, my guys are pros. And I've seen these guys around for years and years and years. Big mistake. Still read the reviews on them, guys. Read the reviews. So they were supposed to show up on Friday at noon. Well, they showed up at 5:30 and informed me that they could only work until 8 o'clock. So what were the most important things that I needed to have in my house that night? Everything. No, couldn't do that. And then I also had a storage unit rented for things for my garage sale and just the overflow stuff that I was going to be, you know, just selling and things like that. So needless to say, I barely got anything moved that night. And I was very upset with them. I called their boss because they told me the next day they were totally booked and had no way that they could move me. Well, the next day is when my ex was going to be there with his movers, and I really didn't want them all on top of each other. But they don't work on Sundays either. And Monday was the day I was supposed to be turning the keys over to the people who bought the house. So after having a lengthy discussion with the boss, they did come back on Saturday, and the boss was one of the people having to work. They started at 12:15 and they finished about 9 o'clock that night. And they charged me $3,000. Yes, they did. I moved 12 miles away. But that's what they charged me. So not only did they charge me that, they charged me for boxes that they never informed me I was going to be charged for. Do you know those wardrobe boxes cost $29 each? I had 5 of those. I was charged for packing tape. I was charged for the plastic wrap that they wrapped around furniture, but still somehow managed to scratch up my furniture too. I discovered that they broke, or they put a big, huge scratch in one of my console tables. And they also packed all of my pastries, my bread, my pastries, stuff like that, in the bottom of a box, and then put all of my canned food on top of that. Who does that? Who does that? Then I've discovered my candles, and yeah, my candles also packed in the bottom of a box. And then all of the candlesticks, candle sconces, everything that was very heavy was put on top of those. So my candles ruined. Absolutely ruined. Okay, so now I'm very upset with them for all this stuff. I know I have to file an insurance claim, but I thought I'm going to wait till I'm done packing because I don't know what else they've done. Also, they forgot to label probably 3/4 of the boxes, and the boxes that they did label were pretty much wrong. I found my frying pans and cooking pans 2 weeks after I moved into the place. They were in a box in the master bedroom, and the box was labeled master bedroom. I don't think pots and pans go in a master bedroom, at least not where I live, so I don't know what they were thinking. But then the thing that broke the camel's back was I came across one item in the top of the box, and when I started to unwrap it, it was one of their spools of tape that had barely any tape left on it, and they had taken some of the nice wrapping paper that you use to wrap up items and wrapped that up and put it inside one of the boxes. What kind of a shitty move is that to make with somebody? That was just cruel that they did that. And then the next day I discovered somebody's empty Coke bottle was also wrapped up and put inside one of my boxes. I don't drink Coke. I don't drink any sodas out of a bottle, so that was obviously one of theirs, and that's how they chose to dispose of it, was to pack it up and leave it with me. So I'm dealing with these folks now because I'm very angry about the cost. I ended up having to pay them overtime too because they had to work over an 8-hour shift on Saturday when they came back. But anyway, that's my little saga with moving. Because of my shoulder and my ribs, I've had a very slow process getting everything unpacked, put away, discovered. I just now found 3 tubs of my eyeshadow palettes about 3 days ago. And today's date is, what is today's date? Because I'm actually filming this at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's April 11th. I moved in here on the 20th. No, 21st, sorry, 21st of February. So almost 2 months later it took me to find my eyeshadow palettes. All right, let's move on from the move because that was just so much fun. Let's see, what about my personal life? What's going on? It's been a little difficult because of the whole virus thing going on. I basically have been on a self-imposed quarantine because I've just been busy getting things done. I placed so many orders for so many things prior to moving into this house. I had my Amazon list ready to go and I knew what I was going to get. I had all my furniture decided on, ready to go. My washer dryer, my refrigerator that I needed, all that stuff. I had it all picked out and ready to go. I did discover the hard way that Amazon only lets you have 99 items in your cart at one time. So my order with them ended up being 4 orders because I couldn't fit it all on one. And then I've just done a ton of them since then. So I've had a lot of things coming in that I've had to like put together or, you know, hang up, put somewhere, just find a place for it. So that's part of what I have left to do is a lot of things to put together still just so I can have a place to put things. So I do still have several boxes that I need to get done, but my furniture came in. The person who was going to buy my old furniture backed out last minute, so I really had 2 sofas and 2 love seats, 2 sets of end tables, 2 sets of lamps, all in one living room. And that was that way for about a week and a half. My living room's not that big, so it was a little crowded in there. But I worked hard. You know, I've done this. As far as dating goes, yeah, I was going out and doing some dating until we were asked to stay home and not go anywhere. Been doing the online dating, and yes, I'm being very careful. I run background checks on any of the guys. I continue talking to them online until I do that. I won't give out my phone number, my email address, my last name, any of that stuff until I've had a chance to check them out. And I have found quite a few scammers that way. So unfortunately, there's a lot of those guys out there, but you can pretty much tell who they are anymore. And then I've gone out on some dates, and you know, I met some really nice guys. Just nobody that's I've gone, oh, I could spend the rest of my life with him, or oh, I want to keep seeing him for a long, long time, anything like that. So, you know, that's okay. I'm just kind of having fun. It's getting weird getting out in the dating world again at my age, but that's okay. Okay, so I am doing the online dating thing, but not really dating, but kind of sort of am. And then, let's see, today's Saturday now. So a week ago, last Monday, let me tell you what that date would have been. So that would have been March 30th. I have my mother's old cedar chest, and the movers put it here in the beauty room, and it was in front of my closet, and I didn't want it out. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get it in the closet. And I thought, okay, I'll just open the door and slide it in, right? No problem. well, it was longer than the angle I could get it at, so I couldn't slide it in. And I was thinking I was either going to have to take the closet doors off, which would involve my shoulder, or I could pick it up and put it on its end, twist it, and then lay it back down again using my good arm, because this arm's fine. That sounded like the better way to go, which was not a good idea either. Of course, I'm doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning because I'm still used to being up late and getting things done. So I start to lay it down, and then I realized I had still not scooted it far enough into the closet, because once it started to go down, my arm was going to be not long enough to reach around that side of the closet door. Does that make sense? The opposite end where you don't have the door anymore. So I was trying to twist it, and as I was doing that, it started to go down. I had my left foot planted and my body twisted, and when it started to go down, I heard the loudest pop I've ever heard in my life. It was like 10 bottles of champagne having the corks blown all at the same time. And I instantly was on the ground. And I was laying there crying, and I thought, I think I just broke my hip. That had to have been what I heard. It hurt like hell. My phone's in another room, so what am I going to do? So I laid there for about 10-15 minutes. Finally realized that I could get up. It hurt a lot, an awful lot. Made it down the hallway, got my phone, and then I sat there and said, who am I going to call and wake up just to say, you know, can you come take me to the emergency room? I may or may not have broken my hip. Because the fact that I could even walk on it, I thought, okay, I don't think you can break your hip and still walk at all. But you never know. Maybe it was a stress thing. I don't know. So I grabbed an ice pack and got in the recliner and put my feet up. And the pain was just horrible. So I finally broke down about 1:30, and I called 911 and told them what had happened. So they sent out the paramedics and an ambulance driver crew. They may or may not have been cute. I don't know, because they all had their little masks on, so I don't know. So they came in, took my temperature right away, which was a good thing. You know, who knows if I had the coronavirus or not. One of the guys went and sat kind of kitty corner for me on my other couch, and he was trying to move my leg in different positions to see what hurt. And I was telling them my pain level was like an 8 or a 9. It was bad. So he's trying to move things around, but at the same time, he's like leaning into me, and his knee is touching my knee and pushing that back on me. So that was making everything hurt. So finally I told him, I said, what's hurting the most is your knee on my knee pushing. And he's like so apologetic. I'm sorry, it's your bad hip, but I'm hurting you. But anyway, they decided that I needed to go in and get x-rayed. So I got to have my first trip in an ambulance. Keep in mind, I still have a messed up rotator cuff, and I'm still healing my ribs. And now I've done something to my hip. So I go in there, nothing's broken. Oh, by the way, as soon as you get in the ambulance, they take your temperature. As soon as I got to the hospital, you walk in the door, they take your temperature. When I got back in the room, the nurse took my temperature. So I was very normal the whole time. And what the doctor there said I did was I pinched my sciatic nerve. And I kept thinking, I don't think so. But if that's what you're going to go with, that's fine. But I don't think I pinched my sciatic nerve. Something popped in there, and it's just not right. So she gave me some prescriptions and told me I was free to go. Never bothered to ask if I had a ride or anything like that. So I ended up calling a cab. I wouldn't have been able to drive anyway because they were giving me some pretty heavy-duty drugs in my IV too. So I called a cab, took a cab home, and got home about a little after 5:30 in the morning. And then I couldn't sleep at all, so I was up that whole night, and just because of the pain was so bad I couldn't sleep. And then I realized I had written prescriptions, and there was no way I was going to be able to get into my car and drive to take them in. So I was trying to find somebody who could come over and take my prescriptions in for me. And I had a couple friends who came by that day because it was also my garbage day and recycling day, and I had so much stuff that needed to go out. I mean, so much stuff. So they were kind enough to come do all that. They were also nice enough to mount my TV in my bedroom because I didn't have the strength to lift that up with my shoulder myself. I had the bracket up there, just couldn't lift the TV. So they put that up there for me, which meant I could actually go and lay in bed and watch TV now too. But I totally forgot to ask them about taking my prescriptions into the pharmacy, who's like right next door practically to where I live. So later that day, one of the guys that I started talking to online, and we realized we weren't really good as a couple, but we were good as friends. And you know, we'd gone and done things before, just not romantic stuff. So he called to see what was up, and I told him what had happened, and he's like, oh God, what do you need? What do you need? And I said, well, honestly, I need somebody to take my prescriptions in, get them filled for me, and then bring them back. And he's like, okay, I'll do that. So he was kind enough to do it. He had to wait an hour and 15 minutes at the pharmacy to get them, which he could have just come back to my house for a little while, but he didn't. Anyway, so I got my prescriptions. I was pretty much laid up for about a week. My legs started doing a lot better until yesterday. I was carrying a box that was return stuff I need to return, and I forgot about another box that I had placed down on the ground, and because I had a big box, I didn't see the ground, and I tripped over it, and I re-injured my left leg again, or hip, or whatever it is that's hurting. So moving around is not that pleasant. Getting up out of a chair is not that pleasant. I'm going to be okay. I just keep hurting myself, so I need that dark cloud over, you know, the top of my head just to go away. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm set up. I'm ready to film. I still have some work to do in here. Trust me, I know I'm not done. I've ordered a new camera. That's going to be the new Canon TI8. They don't have a release date on it yet. They've just said sometime in April is when it's coming out. So I have pre-purchased it. And as soon as they get it in, I should be getting it. And I'm excited because I'm hoping that will help make my picture quality a lot better, and also fix any audio problems that I had had, because I don't know what it is that causes the problem. I really don't. Now, some of my things are still missing, like memory cards. I have 4 of them supposedly, but I can only find the one that's in my camera right now. So yeah, that's kind of it. I probably need to get some more memory cards, but I've had fun, you guys. This is my place. For once, it's something I've done all on my own. I didn't have a man help me. I didn't have anybody help me. I've done this on my own. And I've decided I want to make this place reflect who I am, and I want to have fun with it. I didn't want it to be the traditional style of home. You'll see that especially when you see my master bedroom. But yeah, it's fun. I like it. I'm tired of shopping, that's for sure. I've done so much online shopping, it's ridiculous. And probably if I would have stopped doing online shopping, I would have been done with stuff by now. But I just keep finding all these things I think I need to have in my house. So why not? Why not do it? Okay, I think that's it. I just want to let you guys know that I'm back. I have a video already in the works. It's filmed. I haven't edited it. It's filmed? Yeah, it's filmed, but I haven't edited it yet. So I've done a makeup look for you guys. Until I get all of this done, I'm probably only going to try and put out 2 videos a week. And then further down the line, I'll go back to my 3 videos a week. By the way, no, I'm still not working, and now is not actually the time for me to be looking for a job, because there are hundreds of thousands of people who are unemployed right now, and I don't know what my chances would be of getting a job, and I'm not done with doing stuff anyway, and I'm injured, so I think God's still telling me, well, hold off on the job just now, hold off on the job, but I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Nancy, you rock. I just want to personally thank you. I love you. Thank you so much for being there and being a little cheerleader for me, and a shoulder to cry on sometimes too, but I appreciate that. But the rest of you, I want to thank you so much for hanging in there. Well, that was good time. My battery died on my camera, so we were just talking about it. Its ears must have been burning or something. So anyway, Nancy, again, thank you. All the other guys, you guys are wonderful. I have received so many nice messages from you all. I appreciate everything, and thank you for checking in on me. I've been through some struggles, but I've kept a positive attitude, and I knew everything was going to come out all right, and it has. And for those of you that believe in karma, I can tell you that my ex's girlfriend kicked him out in the middle of the night a while back. But alas, they ended up getting back together, so who knows how long this will last. They're like oil and water, so I don't care anymore. He finally came and got the last of his stuff out of my house because I somehow ended up with a few of his things. He got those yesterday. I'm done with him, and I don't ever have to deal with him again. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, I will be back soon. There'll be another video posted this week for you guys as well. And give me some comments down below. Tell me what kind of videos you want to see me doing. Should I still keep doing the Battle of the Foundations on the Thursdays? What do you want me to do? I have so much new stuff. Thrive Cosmetics sent me a huge box of things right before I had to pack up all my filming stuff. So I've got all that stuff to do a video on. I just have so much stuff. So all kinds of things, good things coming up. Anyway, you guys, tell me in the comments also, what are you doing during this whole COVID-19 thing? What are you doing to keep yourselves busy? Because it's getting kind of boring being here alone. Anyway, I love you all. So until next time, bye-bye.